Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to episode 25 of Enigmatica 2 Expert. Last couple of videos we did a lot of magic stuff, and today I think we're ready to get back into tech, specifically Awakened Draconium production. So, we did all the magic-y things because we needed ultimately Dragonstone, but I figured if we need one magic thing, we may as well get all the magic out of the way. So, we did. Now we can make Dragonstone. To make Awakened Draconium, there's one more thing we still need to make, and that's Grains at the End. That comes from crushing end crystals, which come from soul-binding Enderman. So, I need to make a Enderman spawner so that we can automate this recipe. The other thing we could do, I suppose, now that we have access to, like, all the magic stuff, is we can get into, mystical agriculture and just use the seeds. However, setting up a... Oh, hold on. How much Awakened... There's not like a Awakened Draconium Singularity, is there? We do need a fair bit of it. Although that's creatives. Maybe we don't need quite that much. If we need more than, a couple hundred blocks, it's probably worth making it the seeds. But what do you produce? You produce one essence per harvest, requiring a fairly cheap flux. I think eventually a heavily boosted farm for mystical agriculture might be needed for singularity related stuff, but I'm going to put that off for now. For the time being, I'll continue to just craft these the regular way because it's honestly not all that expensive. And we've already done 90% of the work for it, so there we go. This should make our first 4 blocks of Awakened Draconium. Let's see if you are crafting. You are not. Why is this? Oh, when I see what happened. When I swapped these crafting injectors over, I forgot to put them on single item mode. So all 4 of the wyvern cores are currently sitting in the same injector, which results in the recipe not being right. So this should distribute them among 4 different ones, and that kicks off and crafts reasonably quickly. All right, cool. So I think this uses a fair bit of energy. A measly 400 million RF. I say measly because I have a bank of... Was it 2 trillion or have I upgraded it to 4 trillion? 2 trillion. I have a bank of 2 trillion RF, so 400 million is measly. Done. We have 4 blocks of Awakened Draconium. Nice. So that should... Well, I guess that quest looks for ingots. That should complete that quest. Excellent. From there, we can make either the Awaken Core, Draconic Energy Core, or the Fusion Crafter. Let's go make let's go make all of them, I guess. They'll all be needed. The Draconic Energy Core is the cheapest one here. It's basically like 4 Awakened Draconium ingots. The next is the Awaken Core. That's made in the Fusion Crafter. So go, and you should do the thing. Excellent. And the last thing was... where were we going? I guess fusion crafting injectors? Fusion crafting injector. This is not all that bad. A meager 2 million RF. When I request these, we're going to have to take the base... Oopsies, what's missing? Not enough printed though. Alright, well, we're going to have to take the basic ones that we just took off of that thing, upgrade them to Wyvern tier, and then upgrade them to Draconic tier. Yeah, we got a bunch here. I still actually haven't even set up on-demand crafting of these circuits yet. That's probably something we should do at some point. But anyways, 10 of these. Very good. Have at it. And that'll probably take a while because there's a lot of injector steps. While all that crafts, let's do the mystical agriculture quests, just so that we can unlock the bragging rights chapter, the creatives chapter. So this uses these 4 runes and some other relatively simple Botania items. Everything we have except these runes, so let's start by crafting these. These are made from, the runes, so we're going to have to set up our runic altar. We've gotten some runes from just killing the Gaia Guardian. However, of the 4 that we need, we've only gotten Sloth, so it's probably faster to build the altar than it is to just slog it out and try to kill the Botania boss enough times. it doesn't look like we're going to need to use a runic altar much, so I'm not going to bother fully automating it. I'm just going to craft on it as needed, and I did set one little bit of automation. That is, I have a mechanical user trying to complete the craft for me. Just wasn't sure what mode it had to be on, so that I don't have to right-click the runic altar with a wand. But besides that, I'm doing the rest of the work myself because we only need to make like maybe a couple dozen runes. The crafting time for this altar is dependent on how fast you can put mana into it. So, what I put in there? That's fire. Where's my rune of summer? So I built a couple of Gaia mana spreaders that blast it with mana very quickly. That causes it to craft very quickly. And you know me, I love my fast crafting. Anyways, one rune left. No, we already have lost. So I think that's actually all the runes for the Master Infusion Stone. I think we are ready to craft it. This is made on our Celestial altar, so looks good to me. Go. And we completed a quest along the way. Faster? This one crystal can be reused, so one is likely enough, but if we have to make another one later, it's fine. I'll probably set it up to do all the like compacting, or yeah, it's used to take essences and craft them up to the next tier. That's probably the only thing it's used for. I'm going to set it up in an RF Tools crafter and do it all in block form, so that'll make it crazy fast. Anyways, that completes the last of the gates, leading us into the ultimate crafting table to begin the creatives. All the recipes for both the blocks and essence forms have been put in all the way up to Insanium, which is highest tier, and yeah, we'll sewage to make seeds, gross. We'll use the essences as needed as we go. So to get into here, we have to make the ultimate crafting table, and that is one heck of a recipe. All right, we're gonna use package auto for this one. I suspect there are more than 9 inputs. And I guess we'll find out in a second. Ultimate crafting table. Yep, there are more than 9. So looking at this, the things that catch my eye the most are these Draconium crystals. So this requires going through the ores quadrupling or whatever 5x processing system, at least part way in mechanism. Besides that, though, I don't think there's anything here we can't make. Let's let's just take this and let Applied Energistics tell us what we don't know how to make yet. So starting from here, we have missing parts. Draconium crystals, we knew that. And that's easy, that's not bad. Does it have to be a paver? Well, whatever, we could turn our blocks into pavers. That might have just been a bad recipe import, and it'll accept any type. Looks like, okay, yeah, it can be just a block of it. I'll fix that import in a second. And a block of black iron with some type of trimming, I expect. What type of trim was on these blocks? Crystalline trim. Okay, that's easy. So yeah, I have to put in a few more recipes, but by and large, we're just missing the Draconium crystals. The process of making these Draconium crystals isn't actually that bad. So we have to take sulfuric acid, which we already make somewhere. We make it for some other process, right? Let me see if I can find it. I think this tower makes sulfuric acid. Yeah, so I can siphon some of this sulfuric acid off. Anyways, we take that sulfuric acid, react it with draconium ore. I'll just turn off our draconium ore processing briefly to get so that we don't like turn all the ore into crystals or whatever, or into ingots. But that turns it into a lot of draconium slurry. Wash it with water, and then crystallize it. So it's like only 3 steps actually to get to crystals if you already have the sulfuric acid. This is really the hard step. I, for the life of me, cannot get this sulfuric acid into a mechanism machine. So I'm trying to withdraw it both as a gas and as a liquid. So as a gas, I'm extracting on the brown channel, and it straight up won't even go into a gas tank. Right, I think that means that I cannot withdraw it as a gas. brown channel, extra insert. That's not terribly surprising because it is technically a liquid. So if it's a liquid, I should be able to insert it into a rotary condensator because the chemical dissolution chamber works in gases. As far as I can tell. Wait, decondense. Hold on. This is a sulfuric acid that's used to melt stuff. The uses of sulfuric acid is condensating. Yeah, so this is gaseous sulfuric acid. So it's not terribly surprising that the fluid conduit doesn't connect here. I've tried both sides of this thing. The chemical dissolution chamber doesn't directly take it. That's fine. But if it's a liquid, then it should be able to go into the rotary condensator, right? In decondensating mode, we should turn liquid... Wait, no, we want other way around. Condensating. Liquid into gas. No, that's decondensating. We're right. So it clearly doesn't go this way, where that's on the big circle, or the big dot. So if I turn this, then you would expect... I forget which way it was last time. So no, this is one way. Condensating, decondensating, no good either way. Just want to double check, make sure our channel's right. We are inserting on the orange channel. Here we are extracting on the orange channel, even with round robin, to guarantee that this, even if there's high demand on the other line, which there isn't, there's zero demand on the other line, we should be getting some. Now we are inserting into the little dot side. Both modes. No? Good. Can we seriously not convert this sulfuric acid into mechanism sulfuric acid? That is incredibly tilting. Oh, there's a machine for that. You use the fluid dictionary converter to convert nuclear craft sulfuric acid into mechanism sulfuric acid, at which point we can turn it into a gas and use it. I was pretty annoyed at Mechanism when they had, just in general, for having gases versus liquids. I'm definitely extra annoyed for the fact that sulfuric acid is called the same thing and looks the same thing on both of these. You won't believe how many times I've gotten like liquid versus gaseous sulfuric acid mixed up. But I think I finally got it figured out. We're getting gaseous sulfuric acid into a chemical dissolution chamber that melts down our draconium into draconium slurry. Then we just need to wash that in a chemical washer. All right, now this machine also has silly-sidedness, right? I'm going to assume it's left. Okay, which one of these is water? Is the water that... If the water is the top port, I'll be happy. I'm happy. Oh boy, this pickaxe is too fast. This is why I dislike having a fast tool on my bar all the time. I always accidentally damage things. Anyways, that means I think I can put you right here. Yes, good. Put the water here. Good. And then let's plug you in. And we're making progress. After decades of being confused by types here. Excellent. This is making clean slurry. And that slurry should just be crystallized. Ooh, so good. We're done. And then we just have to store these crystals somewhere. I suspect we might need some other crystal types down the line. So why don't we just... Let's see. Can we have you eject items? We can. Nice. Do I have channels left here, actually? This line probably has 4 channels left. Alright, I'll put the items automatically into the ME system. But yeah, here we go. Draconium crystals. And I think we actually get... how much slurry does it take? 200. So yeah, we get 5 draconium crystals per ore. This should allow us to make index 1 of the crafting table. I think this is the one that uses the draconium, and index 0. Which is missing in-bar plates, apparently. Alright, that's an easy one to fix. There we go. All fixed. 25,000 bytes, by the way. Lots of it, I think, it's just in the fact that it takes a tremendous amount of wood. There's a lot of steps in here. Jeez. Alright, well, go. There might be a couple manual steps where I have to craft. I'm not sure. But then the final crafting recipe will look like this, where we have 0 when it's done, and part 1 make the entire crafting table. Yeah, here's a manual step. I have to turn these tier 1 crafting tables into tier 2s, and I never I don't have like the automation interfaces done for these yet, so I'm doing this by hand. Depending on how much we have to do these crafts, I may or may not ever automate them. Here's another one of these. I think this was this one, because the automation interface is somewhat of a hassle, really annoying and slow. Anyways, with that, I think our package should be done. Package. Why do I have 13 of these? Who knows? 0 plus 1 makes that. And this recipe goes into there. And we should be able to craft a crafting table now. When I ask for this, it should grab just those 2 recipe packages. Dump it all into here, which dumps it into here. And again, manual step will live this into that. Excellent. And then we can cancel the crafting test. So that gets us a lot of EXP and some stuff. Let's see what's in the loot chest. Oh, did I not claim it? Where's my loot chest? Here it is. Ah, this is a good loot chest. Ooh, not half bad. Hey, look, another quest. With that, we are ready to tackle the creatives. So these 4 are the 4 that lead into the creative items, and at that point, you're basically done. You know, there's a victory lap to be taken afterwards, but we'll take our victory lap. Well, I don't know, maybe we will. There's a non-significant amount of just like dragging items into places to do your victory lap, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. These are the other creatives that are not part of creative vending, and most of these are easier, but they're also not useful, so I'm probably not going to bother with them. Like creative mana pool, not that difficult, but is it really all that useful? I don't think so. So I'm not going to bother making it. So let's start with the creative power cell. In here, the things that immediately catch my eye are these Californium RTGs that requires us to make Californium 250. We have one, right, that we got from a dragon kindly long time ago. Unfortunately, we only have one, and it's probably, I don't actually know what will take less time, making the Californium 250 the right way, or just like killing a whole bunch of dragons and hoping for it, but it's probably easier to do it the right way. So besides that, is there anything else in here we can't make yet? I think we can make this, right? I might have to, oh, we're gonna need a witch spawner for that, but that's not too bad. This one requires we can spawn villagers in a powered spawner. Nice. Normally you can't spawn villagers in a powered spawner. That appears we have taken off the blacklist. Singularities are actually, let's do this first because this is kind of fun. So singularities are made in a matter condenser as usual by condensing a whole bunch of items. However, the matter condenser is done by compressing 10,000 pistons in a quantum compressor. So let's make a quantum compressor first. We're going to need a lot of these later, but for now, a single one will do. As for pistons, compressing 10,000 of them probably isn't going to work because it requires a tremendous amount of treated wood. Now, we do actually have a lot of, well, we have a fair bit of creosote oil. Is that enough for it? I'm not actually sure. However, there's a nice thing about pistons. They have a UU value. So we can just scan one of them. And I'm not actually sure how much UU it takes, but I don't think it's a lot. Let's find out. 21 millibuckets? Yeah, that's plenty fine. So break that. We can put our quantum compressor here. And what was the catalyst it needed? A elite compressing factory. Then we just start printing pistons, which go into here. So it'll take it a little while to make the 10,000 it needs, but we can set it and forget it. Hey, look, we're 1% there. I expect it'll take about 5 to 10 minutes to do it. All right, so that gets us started on, I don't remember why we needed that. All right, let's move on to some other component now. We'll randomly pick. I think we can already make those. can already make these ultimate ingots. All right, let's do ultimate ingots. So this is a lot of stuff. I want you to tell me what I am missing to make the ultimate ingot. Without packaged auto, this recipe would be hell to encode. Have no illusions that we can make this now, but I'm going to try to request 64 of them, a stack, and we'll just see how far off we are. Alright, missing charcoal, easily fixed. Constantin, just need to add the recipe. Awakened Draconium, just need to add the recipe. Thaumium and alchemical brass, I'm thinking I'll just batch craft these. Coke dust, need to add a recipe. And then here comes the bad news. Alright, demon metal. Here, let's actually start by just doing those, the easy stuff, and then we'll get on to this list here, which might actually involve work. I'm going to be doing a bit more Thaumcraft stuff in the Crucible, which makes a mess flux-wise. Let's set up the ritual that cleans it up for us. It's not like the end of the world to just let the rift form up there, but, you know, if we can avoid forming the rift, I think that's better. So if we make the Ritual of Eldritch Will, that will convert the flux into Demonic Will, which is technically, like, Demonic Will in the chunk is also a useful resource. I just haven't set it up to use it yet. So in any event, just getting rid of the flux is good. So if we get our thermometer, we should see that in this chunk, the amount of flux is going down. It goes back up from time to time because as it goes down, it draws in flux from nearby chunks. Like flux flows, you know, kind of like water does. So by cleaning up one chunk, you actually have an effect on cleaning up all the adjacent ones as well. And a little bit past it, right? It'll, you know, like water, it gradually flows downhill. So anyways, yeah, this will clean up our mess a little bit. We can still overwhelm it by producing a lot of flux at once. And in fact, the way I use our Crucible, we tend to produce a lot of flux at once. But let's not talk about that. Let's be brave. Toss a whole stack, and see how much we get. We got 48 out of a theoretical 64 out. And the rest, I'm just going to let it boil off. Yeah, if we let it boil off slowly, this thing can probably handle it. Maybe. Maybe not. That's a lot. All right, let's clean it up. That's most of the low-hanging fruit out of the way, I think. Let's keep going. So next up, demon ingots. These I'll just craft a whole bunch of by hand. This is made by throwing gold into a thing of lava with, here, I'll just show you. Make this shape with nether bricks, fill the center with lava, and then throw gold into it for a chance to get demon metal back. I've been told there's some trick you can do to make it guaranteed you get demon metal back, like if you throw it in the corner or something like that. I don't know. I don't care if we lose some gold. Alright, one more down. Let's actually just go through this list and mark off the ones that'll be trivially easy to do. So silicon, I believe, is very easy. Silicon ingot is literally we turn a piece of silicon into it. Great. Can we do it with this silicon? No, we cannot. It has to be Ender IO silicon, you say. Alright, is there something else then? We can turn sand into it, and it's also one sand becomes 4 silicon in the arc furnace. Alright, trivially easy. Of the remaining ones, I think titanium iridium alloy is trivial, insanium is trivial, and end steel is trivial. I'm not sure about lithium manganese diborite. Let's check on that. Is it just lithium and manganese dioxide? And I believe we have manganese. Do we? Maybe not. No, we don't. Okay, so that's non-trivial. So let's put those 3 recipes in first. Of these remaining ones, the enchanted and evil infused ingot are made in the Utilities Enchanter, which I think I do not have. So let's set one of those up real quick. The enchanter can do a couple of things. It can do level 1 enchants by giving lapis to an item, I believe. So this does a level 1 enchant. If you use another star, it does a level 30 enchant, so it takes 30 minutes apparently. These values are affected by speed upgrades. It can make magical wood more cheaply, but here's what we want it for: enchanted ingots and evil infused ingots. So with this, we can, it's faster to do it in block form. So I'll put these recipes in. Enchanted ingots are basically free. Evil infused ingots use a handful of nether stars. 1 per 8. Meh. Next up, let's tackle pig iron and night slime. So pig iron is an alloy here of clay, blood, and molten iron. So I'll set up another alloy tank for that. Night slime does have a mystical agriculture recipe, so I'm thinking maybe it'll be easier to do that. Unfortunately, we don't get night slime armor as loot drops, so it's only tier 3. I think we can set this up quite easily, and yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. While I'm doing that, I need a bucket of UU matter to power the thing, and I figured let's take a look. Are you done? Yes, you are. Cool. So that gives us a matter condenser, and we're just going to throw away those pistons, I think. I'll set up this matter condenser in a minute. There's pig iron being crafted passively. Honestly, it doesn't really matter if we do it passively or on demand. I guess I didn't need the sink. Let's set up the matter condenser real quick. So the matter condenser takes, well, here, we'll give it its own dedicated sink so it gets all the input, because I made it already. The matter condenser takes items and turns them either into matter balls or items or fluids. It turns it either into matter balls or the singularities. So just place it down. Does it need power? It might need ME power. So let's place it down somewhere that has ME power. Based on the fact that it doesn't connect, I assume it does not need ME power. All right. A sink can provide effectively infinite water. So that's a very good way to give something to the matter condenser, and then a fluid laser relay can transfer effectively infinite water as long as it's in only output. Well, it extracts very fast that way. Anyways, we need a 64k item storage to actually make singularities, so let's make one of those real quick. Apparently I only have the fluid recipe. Easy enough to fix that. Just drop a bunch more recipes in, and this will very quickly well, we have to tell what mode to be in. Very quickly make singularities. All right, well, there's our stack of singularities. That's probably enough for ever. For plants like the night slime seed, I think I'm perfectly happy growing them in garden cloches. The garden cloche is relatively slow, but we also don't need a lot of night slime. So for the ones that will become singularities, this will be way too slow. But for things that we, only need 1 per ultimate ingot, then yeah, the garden cloche will be sufficiently fast. Grab those night slime seeds. So each tier seed requires essences from the previous tier. So since night slime is a tier 3 seed, I needed to plant some fire seeds to get fire essence. Fire essence is also marginally useful. It can make like lava buckets, I guess. One of the easier ways to fill buckets anyways. So that gets us a seed. I want to try something out too. The seed reprocessors, I think these just grow, like they're like a farm in a block, if memory serves me right. I want to try to see, is the ultimate seed reprocessor actually like good? This thing says it uses fuel. I have no clue what type of fuel it is. I'm going to assume it's not RF. Is it coal? Like just burnables? Appears to be. So I don't know if it consumes the seed. It does. That's why I use the water seed, because I had spares of those. All right. Well, the fact that it consumes the seed makes this thing 100% useless. I thought it like grew the seed, but nope. Goodbye, seed reprocessor. Thanks for your test. Getting there, only 7 left. Let's tackle lithium manganese dioxide alloy next. That wasn't too bad. So we take crushed rhodochrosite, smelt that into manganese dioxide, infuse oxygen to that to get manganese dioxide, and then alloy that with lithium to get manganese diboride alloy. Perfect. So I think we're really running out of low-hanging fruit now. Wait, I lied. There's one super easy one left. Ender ingots are just ender pearl and iron. Alright, so there's that one. I think I'm just gonna drop that recipe in for void metal. I think I also want to use the seed. It's perhaps not the easiest way to do it, but well, the seed requires a bit of an upfront investment. Is my point. It's 8 blocks of void metal and some other trivial stuff. But void metal, I think to make it for now, we have to take void seeds, throw it into a crucible, or I'll make the advanced alchemical or the thaumatorium, I think is what it's called for this. Void seeds can be crafted, or I think they're available as a drop from cultists. Right? I should have some void seed. I have some, I don't know where I got them from, so they must be a drop from something. Yeah, I figured, whatever. We only need like 72 void seeds as a temporary crafting recipe. Well, I used it permanently. Anyways, yeah, I only need 72 of these, so I figured, whatever, let's just craft them instead of trying to spawn whatever is supposed to drop them. So to make the thaumatorium, I believe is what it's called. That's the thing that it lets you do Thaumcraft alchemy more cleanly without like if you're gonna try to if you want to do it losslessly, the thaumatorium's the way to go. So you put a crucible on top of two or below two alchemical constructs. Then to give it essentia, you can use a emptying essentia transfuser pointed vaguely in the direction of some voided jars. And then when you put items in, you tell it what you want out, and it tries to draw these essence or these essentia from the jars. Of course, I don't have those essentia in the jars right now, so metallum is very easy. That's literally any ingot. And what gives vidium? This one is perhaps a bit more difficult. Red nether brick. I'm sure. Oh, mycelium has it. It's not very much of it, unfortunately. I actually haven't made another wart farm yet. Maybe I should add nether warts to my garden cloches. I'll just melt down mycelium for now and accept the fact that it's going to produce a lot of this useless byproduct, but whatever. If I need to, I could just add a bunch more void jars to hold the useless stuff, so the metallum will come from mana steel because the precantatio that comes out of that will be useful for other stuff. Void metal being a tier 5 seed is going to require some tier 4 essences, and I don't have a tier 4 seed yet, so I'm just going to do end. Don't know if there's a more useful one. There probably is, but this was one that's easy to make, so here we go. Void metal seeds also need a mineralis attune crystal, so attune. Thank you. It's a bit of an investment to get these seeds, but once you get one set of seeds, it'll make you a lifetime supply of void metal. With that, we are down to our last 4 ingredients in the ultimate ingot. So 3 of them are psi metal ingots, and we haven't even touched psi at all this playthrough. And the last one is the enhanced ender ingot, which requires us to get the ender crafter and a whole bunch of ender alternators. But I think we are out of time today. So let's start next episode with these last few ingot types, and then we can make ourselves our first few ultimate ingots. With great power comes great... who knows? In any event, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care, and bye-bye.